Welcome. We are at Wild Hearts Gallery in Placitas, New Mexico with Bunny Bowen. And she has a new show up called Branching Out. We're talking about the fact that branching out as a title for your show works on so many levels. Sounds like you've been doing a lot of experimenting with your interest in art and using your past experience to build. So tell us some of your projects.
I've always loved trees. I've always loved wood. And I've been carving wood for a long, long time, but not for sale. It takes too long to do it the way I work, because I don't like power tools. But when we first moved to Placitas in 1975, I carved the front door for our house out of alder and walnut, and I then proceeded to carve a bedroom furniture
Amazing.
set. So
I'm impressed.
yeah, so it goes back a long ways. But meanwhile, in 1980, I took a class up in Placitas Elementary School with an artist in residence whose name was Jeffrey Service. He was from Australia, and he did a free workshop for the community moms in batik. And I fell in love with batik, and then ever since then, professionally, I've done wax resist and dye on cotton or silk.
Mm-hmm.
And it's taken me all over the world. I've gotten to go to Japan, Malaysia, Germany, all over the world to meet other artists and keep in contact with them. So that's the professional side, but the wood was always back there.
Mm-hmm.
And during COVID, our first project, when everything was canceled, was to make some tables of live slabs, alder slabs that we'd gotten in the Northwest Coast. And so we used juniper from our trees in the yard, and for the legs, and then the slabs on top. They're very kind of like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs kind of things.
Labor of love sounds to me like a labor of love.
Yep, they were.
Yeah.
And then also during COVID, so I got started back with wood.
Yeah.
Also during COVID, Mary and Carl Hoffman, who are potters here in Placitas forever, they invited me up to their studio to do some tree blessings. And the tree blessings in my mind are going to be little discs embossed with different symbols and glazed, and then glued to the scars where you've pruned a tree, so you have this little circle.
I've never heard about that before. That's pretty cool.
That was my idea.
Okay.
First.
All right.
Yeah. Anyway,
I love it.
So that's what we started out with, and then during the course of it, there's some pieces in the show here that are that are second generations from those first beginnings. And Carl and Mary are just wonderful. They've been very generous.
We need to have some close-ups of those maybe
Yeah.
a little bit later.
Okay.
I see you cradling your flute.
Oh, yes.
Can you talk a little bit about your flute?
Well, this flute was made by a man in Canada for me. He would let you send a branch from your yard or some special tree branch that you have, and then he makes the flute. And you can see it's not it's not done on a lathe. It's from the branch. And this is a piece of aspen that I peeled from a tree that fell near the cabin that my husband's uncle built up in Crystal, Colorado. And it's a place we go in the summers. We don't anymore, but we used to go up there every summer. And trees would fall, and of course they'd gather them for firewood, but I would get the best ones and peel them. And so then the reason the fetish is on here, it's a bear, it's a white bear, because I had a dream about a year and a half ago. I was climbing up the Sandias, and at the top of the Sandias there was a white bear, and it invited me into its cave, I guess, whatever it was, and it had this beautiful pink couch. And it was reclining, this wonderful
Dreams.
I know, it's just
It's
fantastic.
wonderful.
And it's wonderful if you can remember them.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that was what I said. It's kind of a special thing for me because I still remember the dream.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, the white bear that lives at the top of the Sandias.
You played the flute too, don't you?
I've been learning. We have a little meditation group that meets at our house every week, and some of the women brought flutes. And one day, one of the women, KUPR, gave me a flute. And she said, I want you to have this because I don't play this anymore and I've got others. So I began learning. And then pretty soon, of course, I wanted
Your own.
my own flute.
Can you play a little bit for us?
Well, this is a
Just a
low
little bit?
C, and it's made by Stephen Rensick in Toronto.
Perfect for this beautiful mountain landscape we
Yeah,
call home.
it's a
Thank you
beautiful
for
place.
sharing that with us.
Thank you, Judy.
Really
It's
appreciate
great
your
to
time
meet
and
you. Yeah.
your show.
Uh-huh.
It looks beautiful. I wish you could look with it.
Thank you. Thank you.